Hi, my reading friends. Today let's read some tales of Arabia. The Woodcutter, a story from Qatar. This is written by Denys Johnson Davies. Here we can see a woodcutter. He's having an axe in his hand. Every morning the woodcutter would set off with his axe and some lengths of rope to return of an evening with enough wood to sell so that he could buy food for his wife and children. You can see the rope in his hand and there is the axe. But the day came when there was little wood to be found, and he would often return home empty-handed. So the woodman decided to go further away from his home in the hope of finding a place where there were more trees. When he came across a large tree, he took hold of his axe and began to cut into one of its branches. He had struck only a few blows when suddenly a genie appeared with his family. "Why are you breaking down my door?" asked the genie angrily. So you can see the angry genie here. The woodcutter was so frightened by the genie that he was unable to reply with a single word. "What are you doing with our door?" shouted the genie. "I was doing nothing with any door," replied the woodcutter in a voice trembling with fear. "All I was doing was trying to cut down a branch from this tree so that I can sell the wood and get some money to feed my family." "You must realize," said the genie, "that this is our home, and what you've done just now was to smash our front door." So the genie is very angry with the woodcutter. "So long as you promise not to go on using your axe against this tree, we'll make a present to you of something that will save you all the trouble of going out every day to cut wood. Here is a magic tray for you." The woodman suddenly found himself holding a small tray in his hands. "All you have to do," explained the genie, "when you and your family are in need of food, is pass your hand over the tray and ask it to bring you the food you would like. When you have had enough to eat, just put it away in a safe place." So there you can see a golden tray in the woodcutter's hand. It's shining, so there is the woodcutter's magic tray. "May the Lord reward you for your great kindness," said the woodcutter to the genie, and he went off home with the tray. With the magic tray, the woodcutter was able to provide his wife and children with the best of food for several months without his having to go out daily in search of wood. So here you can see the woodcutter, that is his wife and his 2 children. And there's plenty of food on the table. So much food given by the magic tray. But the day came when his wife said to him, "This is certainly providing us all with food, but we also need to have some money with which to buy clothes and other things." So the woodcutter took up his axe and went off to the same tree and began striking blows at it. As before, the genie came out in a rage. "What do you think you're doing?" the genie screamed. "Go away from here and leave us in peace. Didn't we give you a magic tray which would provide you with all the food you and your family would ever need? Go away, you ungrateful creature." So the genie was really angry at the woodcutter. The woodcutter returned home I think. The woodcutter returned home in a bad mood. He then began thinking about what he could do, and he decided to go to the king and make a present to him of the magic tray. By doing this, he thought that the king would reward him with something even better than the tray. But when he handed the tray over to the king and explained its magic, the king simply took the tray and put it to one side. In exchange, he gave the woodcutter no more than a sack of rice and an aged donkey on which to transport the rice to his house. So here we can see an aged donkey. So the king has fooled the woodcutter. The woodcutter regretted his stupidity in giving the tray to the king. He couldn't ask the king to give the tray back to him. So once again he went off to see the genie who lived in the tree. The genie again felt pity for the woodcutter, and this time he gave him a magic cup. Just tap on it gently on the side and ask for what you want. The genie told the woodcutter. This time though, don't behave stupidly. Look after this magic cup. The woodcutter took the cup back to his house and used it for obtaining all he wanted in the way of food and clothing for himself and his family. So now here you can see him holding the magic cup. He is very happy. He is smiling. We must be extra careful with this magic cup, said the woodcutter's wife. We must take care that it isn't lost or stolen. Perhaps it would be best to go to the blacksmith and have him make a chain so that we can attach the cup to it. Then we can keep it in a safe place at home. The woodcutter took the cup along to the blacksmith and explained to him about the chain he wanted for it. Just leave it with me, the blacksmith told him, and I'll have the chain ready for you by tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, the woodcutter was wrong to trust the blacksmith, who realized that this was no ordinary cup that had been left with him. The blacksmith found another similar cup and exchanged it for the magic one. So there the blacksmith is cheating the woodcutter. The woodcutter, on collecting the cup, realized that the blacksmith had cheated him. But of course the blacksmith saw that the cup he had given back to the woodcutter was the very same one for which he had been asked to make a chain. What could the poor woodcutter do? Now what was he to do? Once again he had lost, through his stupidity, a valuable present given to him by the kind genie. He'd have to visit the tree for a third time. This time the genie was overcome with anger at the woodcutter's stupidity. I cannot believe that you have again so foolishly lost the valuable present we gave to you. We shall give you one last chance so that you can get back all you have lost. Take this axe, which is similar to your own but has special and magical powers. All you have to do is to take it up in your hand and tell it what you want it to do. So here he's got a magic axe. Let's see what the woodcutter is up to. The woodcutter first of all went to see the blacksmith. Teach this blacksmith a lesson he won't forget, said the woodcutter to the magic axe. And the axe immediately escaped from the woodcutter's hand and began chasing the blacksmith round and round as it struck out at him. Wherever the blacksmith ran, the axe followed him, and there was no way he could escape. The blacksmith pleaded with the woodcutter to command the axe to stop hitting him. This is the price you have to pay for the harm you did me, and your dishonesty in stealing the magic cup, the woodcutter told him. Return the cup to me, and you will be safe from this axe which is chasing you. So the blacksmith ran to the corner where he had hidden the magic cup and handed it back to its rightful owner, grateful to escape from the blows of the axe. So here we can see how the blacksmith is running away. Next, the woodcutter went to the palace to see the miserly king, who had given him no more than a sack of rice and an old donkey for the wonderful tray with which he had presented him. The axe immediately began chasing the king through all the many rooms of the palace, with the king screaming and trying to escape the blows of the axe. When the king returned the magic tray to the woodcutter, the axe stopped chasing him. In getting back the cup and tray, the woodcutter too had learnt a lesson. He went home to his wife and children, knowing that this time he would be more careful with the genie's special gifts. So now the woodcutter had learnt his own lesson. He would be careful with the magic cup and the magic tray. Thank you.